So on the control panel, when we click on the SmartBox configuration tab, we see that we get a menu come up with several different options. This is the area where you will set up the main parameters of what is recorded to your data files. Right here is the sampling rate. You can choose from a drop-down menu from as low as 1 kilohertz up to as high as 30 kilohertz, with the upper frequencies being the sampling rates used more for single unit recordings, and the lower frequencies more for LFPs or other signals, such as, for instance, cardio signals. Below that is your hardware filter. This is key because it determines what data is actually recorded to the files when you hit save. The upper and lower bandwidth are both user input, and then you input your desired bandwidth, and then this is the actual bandwidth that the system calculates to correspond with your inputs. And again, these set the actual frequencies for what data is recorded to your data files. That's important because below there are some software filter options, such as the software notch filter at the bottom, that do not control at all or don't affect what's recorded to your data file. These software filters, such as, for instance, this notch filter to remove either the 60 or 50 hertz noise if you're plugged into the wall and getting electrical power line noise. This would only remove the that frequency of noise from the display, so for visualization purposes as you're recording. Again, it will not affect what's recorded to file. The other options in this configuration menu are to set the cable length. NeuroNexus offers lengths of 3 or 6 feet. And so in this particular experiment, we're using a cable that's 3 feet long in port A. So we'll stay with the default instead of switching to the other 6-foot option. And we don't have smart links connected to ports B through D. So we can leave them all at the default. And finally, there's the file path and file name. These control, the file path controls where your data file would be saved once you hit record. The default is to the public documents area. And if you're going to change that, we suggest that you actually open a File Explorer window and copy and paste the entire location so that no typo errors are made in inputting your location. But you do have the option of manually typing it in if that's your desire. And finally, the file name. The default is SmartBox Recording. That will be the base file name. And then in addition to whatever base file name you specify here, the timestamp of when your recording start and stop will also be appended to the end of each file name. So even if you didn't change the file name at all and you just always use SmartBox Recording as your default name, each time you record you will get a unique file name based on those timestamps. All right. Now that we're set up in the configuration area, we can close and we're just about ready to start recording.